Cale, God bless you. Thank you for coming, man.
Of course. I'm super excited.
A fellow Michigan boy, which I'm really excited about that we never talked about ever before. But
we
so
really
interested to know, like, when did you leave the Great Mitten to embark upon your dreams in LA, and what did all that look like? I
kind of been back and forth at the Mitten because I was born there. I moved to Pennsylvania until I was like 7 or 8, and then we moved back to Michigan when I was like 9. Almost graduated high school there, but then my parents moved me my senior year back to Erie, Pennsylvania. Graduated from Erie, Pennsylvania, went to Penn State. As soon as I got out of Penn State, moved back to Michigan because that's really where I wanted to be.
Right.
And then and my family actually ended up all moving back there. They're in like Portage now. But then I kind of was going through some shitty stuff in my life and lost my job. Well, I mean, kind of laid off and got a chance to work on a movie with Kelly. Have you ever met Kelly, Dave's wife, Kelly McCormick, their manager?
I haven't, man.
Yeah.
But I hear, all the things.
She shot a movie in Michigan and offered me a chance to work on it. And I was only supposed to work on it for a few days.
Have you known her before?
Yeah, she's my cousin.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So,
okay.
But she's like 5 or 6 years older than me. But always, good friend, good cousin,
Looking out.
And then she's like, I'm going to be in Michigan. You want to come see the set, work on the movie maybe? And I was like, sure, why not? And I kind of really liked it. Then they asked me to stay for the rest of the movie. And so I ended up working on like 6-7 weeks or so.
Awesome.
And then it was probably like 6-8 months later, she decided she was going to move to California to better manage Dave and Chad at 8711.
Wow.
And make a transition. She was a producer in New York, but it's better to be in LA. And
okay.
So they were looking for somebody to kind of manage 8711, like the facility, the operations, all that. And she just threw my name in the hat. I was like, you should hire my cousin. He's fucking cool. I literally had like this.
Damn, I was always wondering. I was like,
I had this like
big son of a bitch just end up here.
I had like I was I had to do an interview with Dave Leitch, So I got on a suit and a button down, and I got a blank wall behind me. Skype interview. I got my resume. Like I'm ready to fucking kill this.
God bless.
Opens up. He's like sitting in Studio City at this fucking house, drinking this green shake. You know, like, what's up, man? And I'm like, what? Like. Hello, sir.
You guys take meetings different.
Nice to meet you, sir. Like super formal. And then he's like, we just chatted and bullshit. And then he goes, well, Kelly said you're pretty cool and you'd be good for this job. Like, you want to move to California? And I was like, okay. And then he's like, can you be here in like a week? And I was like, oh, shit.
Wow.
But I had to help another friend move to Florida. Then I sold everything that I owned that I couldn't fit in my car. Helped my friend move to Florida, then drove from Gainesville to LA, which is the worst fucking drive in the country.
That's tough.
On the 10 from Gainesville to LA.
Prove the earth is flat. That kind of a drive.
Yes, exactly.
It's flat the whole way.
I got proof. And Texas is like maybe like the size of Mars, I think.
Yeah.
Like it's forever.
It's a long one. I remember coming across there when I drove from Michigan to New Mexico, and I was like, it was all night in Endeavor getting through Texas. It was like forever. And when I hit the border of New Mexico, I stopped at the nearest rest area, and me and my dog just slept in the truck there. And I was like, salvation. And then when I opened my eyes, I'd never seen so much open land. I was just like, there's no buildings for forever.
Yeah.
And, trip.
Yeah, New Mexico is gorgeous. That's where we did Logan there.
Yep.
And
you're up in beautiful spots.
Chama.
Up in the woods.
Chama was beautiful, gorgeous. Although the elevation kicked the shit out of me. Like, wasn't used to that.
It'll do it.
But the rest of it, I was like, dude, and of course, there's nothing else up there, but like elk and weird people.
And your thoughts.
Yeah, and your thoughts. And
you're more nervous if you run into somebody in those areas. You're like,
exactly.
Oh shit, this could go
And I'm
south.
wondering how this town survives because there's nothing else there. Like, how do they even make it? But I guess it's big on elk hunting and they rent out the cabinets.
Folks.
Yeah,
man.
And they make it. So that was cool.
So then you landed in LA.
Started working for Dave and Chad, and I didn't meet Chad right away, but Dave was there. He's filming in time.
That's way nicer. That's a way nicer thing. If you'd have met Chad first, can you imagine how different the thing would have been? You'd be like, I don't know if your friends are cool or not, Kelly.
And Dave, he's the nicest guy in the world. Super nice.
Yeah.
He took me in. He let me come on set, and in time, he's walking me through everything.
Just say to listeners, Dave goes out of his way to make you comfortable.
Yeah.
Like super affable. Hey, how you doing? And Chad is like, do you deserve to exist? It's kind of the feeling you get,
Yeah, and I think I'm pretty sure he didn't really address me by name for a few weeks. And I remember texting Dave being like, I don't think this is gonna work out, man. This guy doesn't like me. And then I ended up making a budget for him for like Hunger Games or something. And then I made this awesome spreadsheet and showed it to him, and he was like, Then he was like, "Oh wait, what was your name? Cale. Okay, all right, Cale.
Right.
You've proven to be useful at this point.
Yeah, you can do something.
But now, I mean, he's awesome. Like,
How long before? Been this concept of paying dues, which it seems foreign to a lot of people, I guess, and watching you for years in that office, really paying dues, right?
Yeah.
Everybody looks like,
for sure.
I want to hit this quick lick and I want to get in here, and then all of a sudden stuff happens, and everybody I know that I like that is like. I mean, I like because their character is amazing because their character has been formed by hardship generally. And they've really dug into it and they've fucking chosen to pay dues instead of maybe taking an easier route. And I really see that in your life a lot, you know? And I watch that I'm watching you in the office and I'm like, what? And then I'm like, whoa, you come out of the office and they gave him a job. Like now but that, was it years? Like it's like
I mean, yeah, kind of. And because I didn't know anything about the movie business. Like I had some, I have actually electrical engineering degree that I got, never did anything with that, but then had a lot of project management experience from environmental consulting work I did. And so managing that place was a pretty simple gig, but like, I was the secretary, like legit, like getting coffee, making copies, like whatever they wanted me to do, cleaning the gym floors, like,
and with Chad looking at you like, let's see if he balks at this. The first thing that he squints his eyes at, he can get the fuck out of here. Yep. Like it's really that.
I remember one time he turns around in his chair and he goes, "Hey, Cale, you want some coffee?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good, Chad." And he goes, "You think I really fucking care if you want coffee?" He's like, "I want coffee. That was your cue to go get us coffee."
This is me being polite, Cale.
And I was like, "You're right, sir. Go to get the coffee."
Yeah. I'd love you to have a coffee, sir.
But no, I mean, but I was happy to do that because being around those guys, and they're so brilliant, so talented. And I knew like you could just sense those guys. And that was when they were still like stunt coordinators. Mm-hmm. Just getting into the second unit world, and I could tell like these guys are gonna be fucking big deals. Yeah. And I'm just gonna like be a fly on the wall.
And I think for listeners,
and do what I need to do so they trust me to like come along with them, and it's been great.
Yeah, be a stand-up guy. That was the thing that mattered the most there.
Like be dependable, be responsible, be honest, and like do my best at if I have to get you coffee, like I'm gonna get you the best fucking coffee I can do. Yeah. But if I'm going to do something else, like same thing, like I'm going to learn this, I'm going to do this. And they just started giving me more and more responsibilities. And then next thing you know, like hopefully I've got a project coming off the ground that I'm going to produce, at least be a producer on, like kind of a big deal for me, for sure.
Dude. And, big deal for anybody,
but I've been sitting on, cause people send us shit all day long.
Sure.
Like read my script, do this. And I've been just putting it off until I found the one that I thought like could really go. And, hopefully cross my fingers. Can't say a whole lot about it right yet.
Sick,
but
man.
like if it goes, like that's what I've been kind of working for. And
right.
Like I like the performing thing, but like the being on the other side of the camera and producing and like that thing.
Well, there you have an infinite control of the pegs.
I'm more interested in that. Like just being like in front of the camera doesn't super motivate me. So I know I'll never be awesome at that. Like, you see good actors, the good stunt performers, like they love to perform. Like it's action and they just fucking light up. Me, I'm like action. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do my best, but like, it'll never be my love. But like creating a project and seeing it develop, like that is what I find super
like the oversight, cool. Put all the different
being in on the creative end and like
it's interesting that you come in and the first thing you do is develop a budget in that way. I mean, like what a huge undertaking that you just said with such ease. I'm like, to me, being in that business too, I'm like, that's fucking daunting. That's a big
and it was like I didn't really know what this budget should be, but like he kind of gave me some outlines, like this is what I need to know for this movie. And of course my numbers were all wrong. I'm like, this fight, I need 10 guys for a month. And he was like, okay, this is all wrong. But like the template that I built and the like Excel spreadsheet and how to put it all together for him, he's like, okay, we can use this.
Awesome.
And that's from like, it's kind of that, I mean, they talk about a lot, but like where like preparation meets opportunity, meets luck, meets, skill, meets dedication, like all that came together for me at the right time.
Yep.
And I had the skills I needed at the right time and the lucky with Kelly
you were the guy.
And that, and and then here I am today, like in Austin talking to Tait Fletcher.
And also
and
the thing is you didn't quit.
Yeah.
That there's so many places to quit. And what am I going to do? I'm going to be a secretary for the rest of my life. These guys are like, whatever you could do with that thought, the resilience to stay in the fight when it's frustrating and it sucks and there's not a return, fuck, man, there is no payoff unless you sit in that frustration.
And I wasn't like, I mean, at first Dave was paying me like under the table and not a lot of money, you know, and I'm trying to live in California.
Well, I know they were concerned about like, hey, what can we do when we're not using this place type thing, you know? And
I'm like barely squeaking by and living in California, renting a house or renting a room in a house, you know? And I was like, man, this is going to be fucking rough. But like, you're also in California and I'm going, you've been to 8711. Like I get to come here every day for work. Like I got really fucking lucky, you know. Still, I'm like, I wake up a lot of days and go, holy shit, like I'm the luckiest dude.
There's not a time I walk in there easy. Like there's not a time when it doesn't strike me of how literally awesome it is when you look at the pictures on the wall and you know the sweat that's gone, that every day is soaking that shitty fucking floor and the whole fucking thing. You're just like, God damn, the work that's in here, you can smell the labor. And it's a beautiful place, man. Yeah. What a beautiful place where dreams are brought and then you manifest on movies everywhere. People would be blown away to look at that little square room and go, you know how much shit has been worked out in here of every film that you love?
Yeah. And especially like for David and Chad, who both like, you know, Chad came from Massachusetts, like son of a plumber, fireman. Dave was actually, I think he has like his English teaching degree from Kohler, Wisconsin, you know, not expected to turn into these brilliant fucking directors and high level martial artists and
highest level stuntmen first.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
So
like
from
huge
the blue
doubles,
collar
right?
stunt world, like the expendable part of the industry to now making these incredible fucking movies. Like I don't think anybody else has really done it. There's been a handful of guys that have directed like movies, but never
not like that, man.
Made a career where people now like they're talked about, like they're the guys. And then to know that like, they finished 300, bought 8711 just as this place where they could work and then to see it develop into what it is. And that was even before my time. And just in the short time I've been there, like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You know,
it's amazing to see guys, you know, in our business, a lot of guys get stuck into different roles and in a lot of businesses. But to see guys go from a stunt man to being a high level stunt double to working in some of the most major films ever, then to become coordinators and action directors out of that. Fuck, that's amazing enough. Those are 3 steps up the chain.
Yeah, I mean,
that's phenomenal.
Second unit director is no fucking joke.
But then to come in and be a director and be a shot caller on the film like that, and both of those guys, to see both of those guys out of the same house carry a friendship that long that went, I mean, it's really a beautiful goddamn thing. That's the kind of flower I love watching bloom.
And that's how they've developed, and they developed that team, you know, our team for a reason, to support them, but also to teach them. And because that's kind of what you need to do. Like if you're just like, I just want to be a stunt guy, that's it. Like you're not really going to fit in with our team, because our team wants to make awesome movies. And that requires you to be a stunt guy, but also learn to edit, learn to shoot, learn camera, like, you know, learn to tell the story through a fight. Like you're not just going to be a stunt guy. You can go work anywhere if you just want to be a fall guy, do flatbacks all day, go somewhere else.
Prescott has always told me, he says, man, you want to know how to work a great fight for film. You want to know how action works. Learn how to edit, Tate, and then you'll be better 100%. At shooting. After you learn how to edit, then you'll be better at shooting and capturing what you want. And then you're going to be able to perform better. And if you know the whole end of it like that, you're at such an advantage to everybody else. And one of the things I learned on Lone Ranger, I was on with a guy and it was an older dude and he hadn't worked a lot. It was like in June. He says, I only worked 1 day this year so far. And he was a legend, 30, 40 years in the business, a long time. And I was like, God damn that. And I'm kind of I'm like, is this going to be a business I can make? You know, because
right.
You're shaking your own tree. You don't know if you're going to get a check again ever. So I'm just grateful to be at the party. And I'm like, ooh, take notes of that. And I go, do you ever coordinate or no? Never. None of that stuff ever interested me. And I thought he kept his skill set. He's like, I'm great at riding motorcycles, but like at 63 years old or whatever, no, like that's a wrap at a certain
few
point.
And far between for sure,
like,
at least.
And so everything I've ever touched into, whether it was jiu-jitsu or fights or anything, is like, if you're not staying developed, if you're not pushing your development all the time, you're behind. You're not gonna be able to catch up at a certain point. You're doing a disservice to yourself.
Well, you're like that with you could have just made Caveman Coffee and got the fuck out. But like every time I talk to you, you're like, I bought a new thing. You're like, oh, I'm gonna do this, right. And I got this bar, and I'm like, Jesus, Tate, like you got a lot going on. But like that's because like you know that's the future.
I'm afraid of being poor.
Yeah, that's part of it too.
I mean, I just feel like you don't know what's gonna work throw your hat in the ring and let's learn. And more than anything, that's what Caveman Coffee has been like being in a university in a whole different way that I never expected to be, that I would have never signed up for voluntarily.
Yeah.
But I was just such a loudmouth about it, and I loved it so much. And I was like, hey. And then I was like, oh shit, you built a thing now, and now you got to take care of it. Now where's it go? And then, there's a wholesale change. And then adhering to, going, I'm not really interested in being a stunt coordinator or this, but like going, I want to go ahead and segue. I want to be on a billboard. Like, and going, how do you keep sharpening your sword towards what you like? And then make sure that you like it enough that you're willing to reduce other parts of your life so that you can put the energy that you only have so much of to the thing,
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
That's really been, again, a restructuring this last year of myself.
And like you said, a shit ton of sacrifice, a shit ton of like putting off stuff that like maybe you even want to do, but like, I have to do this to get there. Yep. Like, I'm going to do this to get there. I'm going to shovel the shit. Yep. I got to move. And then I'll get there.
I was saying that to somebody last night, and I was talking to this kid, and he just moved from Florida, and he's super excited about being in LA. And I remember moving to LA, dude. You want to kill yourself for a year. It's hard to live in LA, and people say stick it out for a year. Just stick it out, see how it goes. You won't know anything until then. You won't know enough to quit until then. So all right, and I stick and whatever. And I had a fight world around me, and so that was an instant cocoon in a way, right? I had a mad skill set that I was bringing in, and so I was accepted in a way. But my girlfriend got spit out. It was horrible for her, and she couldn't find a job. I mean, it was awful. It was awful, and then it was hard for me. I'm being torn two pieces. She's like, I gotta go.
What was she trying?
And I'm like, I gotta. She was just trying. Even getting a bartending gig was hard. It's like anything was hard at that time, and this kid comes and we and welcome him, and he's like, man, I've been out here, and there's, all these people, they think everything's for free or whatever, and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, you're a child. You've been welcomed into a cocoon. Go ahead and gestate there for a little bit and understand what's happening. But like this whole idea about paying dues is like, it's almost as if like you're putting a kid in Auschwitz. If you ask them to stick around, shut up, pay attention so you can learn what you don't know. Like, it's like, how is that abusive now? Like, I'm trying to help you, dummy. And it's a different world in a lot of ways as far as the way people coordinate their mind. But at the same point, I always look at it and I go, fuck, makes it easy for me. Yeah. Because that's choosing to fail. If you're gonna take that kind of stick my foot in the sand, it's like, man, do stuff for fun and for free. Like this job Heath just offered. He says, hey, you want to come and do this thing on Monday and get shot, whatever. I go, awesome, man, I'm in. And he's whatever, it's his project, and so I don't know what that is. I just assume it's his shit, and I'm gonna do that and whatever. And he goes. Text me like 2 days later. He goes, hey, I just got to let you know, man, it's a low budget thing. So, your pay isn't going to be full. And I go, bro, I thought I was doing it for free. So this is all about, I feel like I just got a raise.
$100
just now.
Fuck yeah. No, I mean, I'm the same way. And I think maybe the last couple years and leading up in this year, I got to a period of temporary kind of laziness where like, it's kind of like, I'm only going to do what I want to do. Like, that's not a great job. I'm going to turn that down, and then like, some just kind of clicked for me where I just literally started saying yes to everything. Yeah. Like in the last, this year has been like the busiest year of my life. And I'm doing small projects on the weekends. I'm helping people out. And it's been fucking phenomenal. Yep. And meeting all these people. And then even like when I came here to Austin, like I got a lot of shit that I wanted to do. And, I could have just like, maybe I'll just go back to the hotel and rest. But it's like, no, man, I need to go, need to come to this party, see you guys. Like I'm going to go to the Dry Farms thing. I need to go to the speaker dinner. Like, and all the experiences have been really great. And actually, like Saturday night, I had the engagement party for people I barely know, and they invited me to it, and they're super cool. And I was thinking, why would I go to it? I'm like, dude, don't be a dipshit.
So cool.
Go see these people. Yeah. Like meet some new people, make some new friends. And it was a fucking great night. Yeah. And so I've started kind of thinking about that. Everything that I think maybe I could just go home. And right. I'm like,
that's the critic in your chest, right? The adversary that we got to kind of fight against.
No, dude, put yourself out there to the universe and it's been great. So like, you talk about that a lot. You always posting those posts about what the universe is telling you. Right. And like, I think I was always ignoring the fucking universe. Like, shut up, universe. I'm trying.
It gives you nudges.
I just want to go home and watch Game of Thrones. Yeah. And now it's like, oh, hey, universe, like you're telling me this for a reason. Yeah. Like I should listen.
It's like suit up and show up and the rest happens, leave the rest up to God or whatever you think about. But like, when I get out of dude would always tell me, he goes, Tate, You're in the action business, not the results business. You go out and you make sure that you do good action. That's what you have control over. You got control over your breath. You got control over your preparation. You don't have control over the outcome. But you can tip it in your odds by having a good process. So make sure your process is good. And just kind of always try to look into that and little helpers. But like the antithesis of what we're talking about is depression, is chaos. Is like, oh, you're alone in your hotel, thinking about yourself, wishing things were a little, or whatever the fucking sickness in my mind starts to talk about. It's like, no. Suit up and show up, Tate. And then the world can happen for you.
Yeah. And I mean, because right before I moved to California, I did go through like probably a year of depression, but pretty much in denial about it. I'm kind of that right brain dude where I can compartmentalize that
push
shit
it away.
And like, I'm fine, whatever. But like, I mean, I was kind of laid off and I was just playing fucking Tiger Woods golf all day and working a couple odd jobs and like
the weather's not conducive to good mental health there,
you know, and it was like, but it was affecting every area of my life where I started to see shit just getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm drinking a lot, you know, and it's like, and then that was like when I was offered this job to go to California. I thought that for me, if you're a small town Michigan kid, only Michigan, Pennsylvania, like, yeah, right. Like I'm going to move to fucking California.
That's unrealistic.
But like, luckily, honestly, my girlfriend at the time, she, from our first date said, I want to move to California someday. And I'm like, you're fucking crazy. You know, and her, she's like, I'm going to move to California and start a clothing line. And you know, Lizzie.
Wow, yeah.
And I was like, okay, psycho.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm going to live in Michigan and I'm going to sell furnaces and I'm going to get a white little picket fence and do that shit. And she's like, yeah, okay, well, I got other dreams. And then when I got offered that job, I was like, I don't know if I should take it. You're here. My family's here. And she was like, I'll have your shit on eBay tomorrow.
She's like, you're literally
and
insane.
She's like,
we're going.
You are. And she couldn't come out right away. And she's like, I will sell all your shit and you will go to California and I will be out there as soon as I fucking can. She's like, go now, like get the fuck out. And I was just like, whoa. And my parents were actually super supportive at the time because they knew I was in a bit of a slump. They're like, and I know my mom didn't really want me to move because she wanted me to stay in Michigan. But, you know, if they did, they didn't really show much. And they're like, yeah, this is a great opportunity, Cale. Like, go do this. Yeah. You can always come back. Yeah. Like, if it fails, you can always come back. And so I took from personally a giant leap of faith. Like, I'm just going to try this. And I had some other good friends that I talked to about it. And they're like, again, it was like, that was kind of the first, like, hey, universe, like, who else gets this kind of opportunity to go run 8711 Action Design Training Facility in fucking Los Angeles, you know?
And have all their loved ones be supportive.
Yeah. And have pretty much everybody telling me to go do it. Yeah. And I was like, all right, I'm going to go do it. And then, you know, for the last 9 years, it's been a fucking awesome whirlwind.
So fucking cool, man.
Fucking, I still like, I literally I wake up and I'm like, I walk into 8711 and I'm like, what the fuck, man?
It's like one of those things where I always think, well, okay. I used to get caught in indecision this way. I think if I take a left here or whatever, then right doesn't exist anymore, right? So now there's all those options of who I could become if I had done it this way that are gone. I can't think about them anymore because this is all that exists now. And then that takes you on other tributaries. And every choice, I just started seeing every choice is going to take me in a direction. I got to form this somehow. And it seems like chaos at first when I was first trying to sort it out, you know, but like you go into that bravery a couple times, you're like, oh, and then when you move into that vulnerability, it makes more sense. Yeah. And you start to go, oh no, this is how there's a structure and this is how this works. And there's something beneficial about being vulnerable and trying when I don't want to and all that stuff and pushing away comfort in that way.
Yeah.
You know?
And the comfort thing is huge.
Huge.
Like do shit that's uncomfortable.
Yep.
You know, all the time, every day.
Discomfort daily and to lead a more comfortable life wholly.
Yeah. And of course I fell in love with the weight room and everything. And that's in jujitsu. Like that's just one uncomfortable fucking thing, you know, after another. Yeah. But you learn to like just crave it. And if you don't get better, and you know, like it's pretty cliche, but you gotta be uncomfortable to like grow and all that shit. So yeah, just do the things, do all the fucking things.
It's fucking
that's
neat.
My buddy Jeremy, you know, Jeremy Marina said he's always saying it like, let's do it all, because we've done a lot of small projects lately together that we're like, how are we gonna fucking pull this off? Like this, we gotta do this on a Sunday. It's like we're working 7 days a week, and then we're not even getting paid for half of them because they're friends of our friends. Of
course.
And he's like, let's just fucking do it all.
It's cool, man.
And I'm like, yeah, screw it. Let's do it all. Like, we'll sleep when we're dead.
That kid's got energy like crazy.
Yeah, he's good, dude. Like
he really is.
He's coming to his own now, and like it's been cool to watch him grow. And cool kid.
It's one of those things. anybody that has opinions about anybody else, I just look at it and go, whatever, that motherfucker works hard. He earns every bit of it and more, and helps more people than you could ever hope to, probably. It's just quietly doing work and fucking putting up wins.
And that's like, same thing with like Chad. He still teaches, I don't know.
Every morning.
I don't even know how much he fucking makes, but enough to not have to teach class to beginner stunt people for free 3 days a week. And he still does it because, number one, he loves it. He's one of the best instructors ever, loves to teach. But like, I think he just, that's part of his learning too.
Yeah.
Like if he can learn how to teach.
Well, he stays vital. I think he stays vital in that way.
And if he can teach people with 4 left feet, how to do judo throws, like you can probably do anything.
And also, if that's going to be perhaps a big part of your team, it's like these motherfuckers know how to understand and listen to correction and all of that. It gets you in a flow of workability with folks.
Yeah, and he wants to see cool projects made all around, So,
and he made his own sacrifice. He left a real full fight career, like a legit kickboxing career, and goes, no, man, I'm going to take this left into film work, I think, instead. And then he went that way. And it's a crazy, because that's not an easy thing to walk away from, like that's a whole different, it's fucking amazing, dude. And you look at the beauty, it just strikes me all the time. I'm tripping out right now that we get into this position where I could have never devised or orchestrated getting to the place. And if all the shit that I had wanted to work out, that I really needed to work out, had worked out, I wouldn't have ended up where I am, which I'm so short-sighted in my own little smeagly mind of where I want to go,
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't even know what you want to know. Like it's a weird thing. Like you figure out and you're like, holy shit, like I couldn't even dream to this stuff.
This was here.
All I had to do was like say yes to a few little things, and this is where it all ended up. And it doesn't always work out for everybody. And you might fuck up a lot of shit, And I'm my grandpa, a super influential person in my life. I asked him one day because we were out building some stuff, and he was like a tool and die guy and could weld anything. He had a farm, and he's building. We're gonna build forklifts for the tractor, and I'm like, how the fuck do you he's measuring shit and cutting. And I'm like, Grandpa, like, how do you know how to do this? And he looks at me and goes, well, I've done it all wrong at least 10 times.
Amazing.
And I was like, holy shit, Grandpa, and I'm like, oh, so like. That was when the first was like, okay, it's cool to like do shit wrong. It's okay as long as you learn from it.
What a beautiful guy to have instead of a guy going, hey, it's because I'm the best.
Yeah, no.
Or whatever. I'm never going to be that.
No. And
that's one of the number one things, man, is I think as I grow more and more, it's like leave people room to grow, man. Don't be less gracious than you should be in allowing because the path alters, and what I thought 10 years ago is different thoughts than I got today, and this circle of mistakes. It's constant mistakes. Like everybody's like, oh, you're successful or what? I'm like, man, I got a history of mistakes. That's all I got behind. And as far as I see, like, and I just try to make mistakes on bigger stages or whatever.
Yeah, and it's weird how like I feel like
I'm never satisfied.
And the more things you kind of screw up, like. Actually, the more I feel, anyways, for myself, the more open-minded I become, because you think you knew something and I'm going to do it this way, and then it doesn't work. And you're like, well, maybe I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah. And then next time you're like, maybe I should think about it. Maybe I should listen to this guy. Like maybe there's other options, which you didn't think. You're like, oh, I know how to do this.
Yeah.
And then you realize you don't.
This thing, and then by failing at thing, you become present to 5 other things. You're like, oh, I wasn't even paying attention to these. It's like the life opens, man. It blossoms when you're not scared of being wrong.
Yeah, that's exactly. Like you gotta.
It's a huge deal.
It's everything. Not being afraid to fail, but
I want to let people know too. You got a podcast, or is it published yet?
It's not up yet. I pre-recorded some episodes. I don't even quite have the name yet. It might be called Stunt Stories or just 8711 Stunt Stories. But it's basically a podcast about specifically our team first.
Yeah.
But then I'm hoping to get all other experts in the industry, like you, and you mentioned Darren Prescott, another awesome guy, and hopefully get some really cool celebs too that have done work with our team, because I just want to let, again, our team guys tell their story. Because you met our, Jeremy Jackson. I don't know if you ever met Sonny. His story coming from China is fucking fascinating.
It's amazing, man.
And I just wanted them to be able to tell their story, because a lot of people are always like, how'd you get into stunt work, or what does it take to become a stuntman? And I'm going to tell you what it takes. and it's fucking rough. Like,
Mhm.
you know, to be one of the best, you know.
It's this thing, man. It's like what it is to be a fighter, an actor, a psychologist, whatever the fuck it is, man. It's like, do you want to be called that thing? Do you want to own the title for like the esteem of that, or do you like doing the things that make you that thing? Right? It's like, you want to put on a cowboy hat and boots, or do you like doing cowboy shit? Like, you know what I mean? It's
yeah. We had that talk earlier.
Fall in love with the process, baby.
Yep.
Fall in love with the process.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Where can folks find you?
Well, me personally, on Instagram, the Ice Cream Giant.
I love that.
And then
It's
of course,
hard to find.
Yeah.
You guys with those special names, I'm like, you motherfucker, you want to remain
I got
invisible?
that nickname from Paleo Fx. I was talking to my buddy who owns beef jerky company, and some lady overheard us talking about ice cream for like a fucking hour straight. And then she saw
That's
him
hilarious.
later. She saw him later in the grocery store and goes, "Oh, I remember you. You know, you're the new Primal beef jerky guy, and you were talking to the Ice Cream Giant." And he tells me that, and I'm like, "That's it, Ice Cream Giant."
It's a great nickname.
But then, of course, and I think 8711 Action Design is our company name. 8711.net. Yeah, that's where I find our website.
And
But
it's 87 numerically, and then 11 spelled
87
out.
ELEVEN. Probably if you just type in 8711, though, you might find us. I don't even know. But yeah, follow our movies. John Wick 3 comes out May 17th.
How badass was that? Morocco was the best part, or what?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely.
I mean, for your experience, not for the film, of course.
Yeah. It was a crazy experience. Like I said, and every day there too is like waking up going, what the fuck am I doing? And like, how did I get here? Like, you're looking at a desert and a fucking fort on the coast. You're just like, holy shit, man. And then they're like, action. And then you get shot by Keanu Reeves in the fucking head.
Isn't that amazing?
And it's like, what's happening?
That's what I thought when I walked on John Wick 1, and I'm there and I'm in the room, and there's all these fucking guys, like 8 guys from the original fight team of the Matrix are all there. 2 of them are fucking directing. All the rest are stunt coordinators or players. And I'm in there with just heroes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, I can't, I'm like, how did I get here? And it's just it's an amazing thing to be able to be in that spot and be like, wow, man, these guys either like me enough or think I'm good enough to be here at this point. And it's like, it's a crazy thing to get saddled with. And you're like, I guess I'm the guy. And then you fucking are the guy. And let's go.
Yeah. To be the best guy you can be.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then David just finished shooting on Hobbs and Shaw.
Uh-huh.
So he directed that. You know, he did Deadpool 2 and then Hobbs and Shaw. So he's fucking killing it.
Yep.
And that I don't think it comes out till like August, but that looks great too. Got another big badass film. So
killer.
Trying our best.
Well, we'll do this when we get back to LA, man. We
Yeah,
gotta
for
get
sure.
out of here now, but thanks
anytime,
for coming, bro.
Anytime.
All right.
Anytime.
All right.
Anytime.